And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the TokuTitanCast. I am your host, Davis Madole, also known as Titan Goji, content creator. I'm sure you know who I am at this point. And with me, I have a very good friend of mine, ladies and gentlemen, for not necessarily the first time on the channel, but the first time on TokuTitanCast, Ace Maroke.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm glad to be here on this show for the first time, and we got quite a surprise for you tonight. Because tonight, the movie we're going to be watching, I'm going to be helping out with a lot of behind the scenes info on it. Kind of.
Yeah. Yes, and tonight we are gathered here for the watch party of The Golden Bat from Toei in 1966.
Ogan Bottle.
Oh yeah. So, Ace, would you like to let people know who exactly this character is?
Yeah, sure. So, okay, so our story begins all the way back in the 1930s, back in a form of entertainment known as kamishibai. It was also known as pay-per-view, a device that can scroll from painting to painting, while a narrator provides the story, even doing the voices for each of the character. So before manga and anime, this is what Japan had during, back in the 1920s. And like I said, when it reached its peak during the 30s, especially during World War II. A good example to it, maybe if any of you 90s kids out there, you might remember the picture cams where you can clip through picture to picture through like a pair of
those.
Yeah. It was kind of like that, except it was instead like a box where it shows you all of those. And one of the most popular kamishibais was Ogan Bat, co-created by one Takeo Nakamatsu, who was began his life as a artist, although he worked in a shoe making factory for a long time. And opposite to him was Ichiro Suzuki, who started out as a baker and wrote I guess you could say, premises for each of the kamishibai stories that would take place. Bear in mind, again, like this is not really at this time. It was really more about the paintings, really, than the story itself. But Suzuki provided as much of a premise for each one as it went by. And of course, Ogan Bat had a very interesting history from there. His premise is that he's centered around being the protector of Atlantis, uncovered from his tomb by a professor named Yamatome, along with a schoolgirl named Emily, to save the world from the diabolical clutches of an alien known as Dr. Nazo, or human, depending on which iteration you want to go by. And what made it stand out from all the other characters from this time is that it combined Western pulp fiction style stories with Japanese art style. So basically, Ogan Bat was much more like, you could say, the Japanese equivalent of characters like the Shadow or the Phantom, characters like those. And it's always been about a theme of struggle. When the odds seem their bleakest, Ogan Bat would always triumph through the worst of situations. And over the years, Ogan Bat has had many iterations. There was a Lost film from 1951 that starred a very popular J-pop idol at the time. I never trying to remember the name was of the actress at the time. I'll think I'll remember it eventually. There was that. There were also a lot of mangas, a lot of different. Hibari Misora. That's what I was thinking of for the Lost film. Hibari Misora. Which, by the way, that Lost version of Ogan Bat was actually the very first tokusatsu superhero series on television. It actually predated the series Supergiant, or Starman, as we know here in the U.S. By 6 years, actually. And of course, there's the version that we are watching today from 1966. Now, this whole film actually started out as a pilot to the television series or anime that would eventually be broadcasted in 1967. Whereas this film is basically meant to be one giant pitch to what the series could look like. And it's got all the familiar qualities. The girl, the scientist, Ogan Bat himself, Nazo, the wonderful theme song, the voice actor who would go on to play Ogan Bat. all the stuff that we would eventually know from the anime was originated from this film. And it's funny, like how the reception of Ogon Bat has become over the years. I think it's funny that the film that was meant to pitch the series ended up being more memorable than the series was, because as of yet, the anime has not gotten a proper English subbing here in the United States. No US releases, and even then with the film adaptation, it never really got one up until up until bootlegs came along and fan subs. And so it is kind of funny that that the anime is lesser known now than the film is, unless of course you want to count in Japanese by overseas to Japan, because it actually did get remastered in Japan about a couple of years, back in 2017, I think it was. And
Really?
yeah, and it was under Unex and Anime Hodai, which is basically like Japanese equivalent of Netflix and Hulu. And currently, it's been still streaming to this very day. So I am kind of curious to see if someone will take those remastered versions and maybe give it a proper fan sub. Because as someone who has watched all the episodes of it unsubbed, it's definitely an interesting piece of tokusatsu history. That's definitely worth checking out, especially since the anime's 50th anniversary was not too long ago.
Alrighty. Okay, so thank you so much, Ace, for the introduction.
Thank you.
Hope everyone in the chat learned a lot about why this character is so not just iconic but memorable when it comes to Japanese pop culture.
Yeah.
Funny enough, in this one Japanese pop culture course that I took a couple of years back, we actually briefly talked about the Golden Bat. And this was after I already knew who the character was. So
yeah,
I was able to inform people of the existence of not just other iterations of the character, but this particular film that we're going to watch tonight.
Yeah, and here's another funny thing I'm going to mention too. Ogon Bat may actually even be considered the world's first modern superhero.
Absolutely.
Because he debuted in 1931, and that predated Mandrake the Magician, the supposedly first superhero in 1934. And of course, way before the point when Superman and Batman came along.
Oh yeah.
So he's so Japan was actually ahead of the game of us when it came to superheroes.
Absolutely.
That's still pretty damn cool.
Yep.
All right. But I'm ready. I just got to get that out of the way.
All right. We're gonna give everyone, let's see, about a few minutes. It's 8:17 on my end, so I say start at 8:20.
Well, I mean, I would actually say start from 00 because come on, are we just gonna ignore the opening theme song? Are you just gonna ignore that? No, thank you. We're not doing that tonight.
You know what I meant.
I know what you meant, but come on.
No, you didn't.
But yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Okay, so while we're waiting before then, Ace, we had a very, very interesting Rage in the Cage session last night on Nerd Cage Live.
Oh,
It was a pretty heated discussion on Team Earthquake and Team Octopus when it comes to the ending of Frankenstein Conquers the World. Which, by the way, everyone, please go check that out. It was so much fun.
You're gonna ask me for my input, aren't you?
Why wouldn't I?
Well, here's your answer. I'm not going to give you one because they both don't work. One of them is too hilarious to take seriously. The other one is too underwhelming. I'm sorry, but like on one hand, on one hand, Udako had to get paid for that part. He had to get his money's worth.
Okay, fair.
And then the other hand, I mean, it makes the other ending makes more sense. I mean, I don't know what you want from me here. Do you want me to say that both endings were booty sauce? Because I'll gladly say that.
But which one isn't as booty sauce as the other?
Yes, always. Oh god. Oh god. What other discussions do we have for tonight?
I just want to say that big shout out to Cole Godzilla Gamer 77, as well as Will, aka Wild Band, because we brought the ruckus to Jay, Sean, and Daikaiju Tony because
Yeah.
Team Earthquake won the debate. Eat shit, Jay.
Your opinions are the one that's booty sauce.
Oh, so while we're waiting for everyone to get the movie ready, apparently, Google has has allowed swearing when it comes to streams and videos, but when it comes to just comedy, really, and I'd say this is comedy, so I can say fuck, shit, damn, bitch, ass all I want now.
Well, then again, I want to ask you a question there, Titan Goji. Do you want this to turn into the Fusion Reborn commentary?
Okay.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, me, him, and Cole did a commentary on Fusion Reborn. Let's just say it went off the rails really quick.
Yeah, and if you want to check it out, then all you gotta do is be a $5 armor trooper on my Patreon.
so go on Patreon, like Titan Goji, for all the things you were doing here.
Yes.
Yes, whatever.
All right. Before we get going, I just want to see who we got in here. We have TokuPunk. What's up? Bonus commentary says California's Grand Destroyer winning the debate. Woo! Wait. And we also have Jay in the chat, but he's here in spirit because he's playing Metroid Dread. By the way, for those tuning in, be sure to check out Nerd Cage Live on Twitch after this stream. So please
do it now.
Come on, do it now.
Come on, do it now. What are you waiting for?
Oh, we looks like we got a new face in here. Maestro Mike 86. Hello there. You can watch the Golden Bad on YouTube. There is a full subtitled version. We're actually just about to get started, but don't worry, I have the timer here. So so once we get started, you can catch up. But with that being said, Ace, are you ready?
I'm at. Let me just make sure. Yep, I'm at 0-0. Ready when you are.
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Toei, to think you once represented quality. Now you're just all about toys. Hey, I didn't know we were watching a Hammer film. Ogambato.
I love how this version has the lyrics.
Yes, I know. I love this. I
also love this opening title sequence.
I know. I love that Ogambat's all silhouetted. Like, you don't see his look just yet.
Oh yeah,
because especially since this is supposed to be a pilot, essentially, it gives you a good amount of mystery to what he's going to look like until you see him in the film.
Oh yeah, and it definitely feels very stylized in that sort of manga aesthetic, which I'm sure was the intention when it came to this opening.
Yeah, definitely. And we gotta say it, that theme song is god tier.
Absolutely.
Who did I go? Ogambato.
Ogambato.
And of course, the laugh. That never gets old.
It does not.
Space, the final frontier. Wait a minute. Oh, it's funny you mention that. Funny I say that, though, because this came out the same year as Star Trek.
That's right, it did.
Huh.
Oh, and Ultraman. I guess
Oh
1966
yeah,
was a huge year when it came to tokusatsu because you had this, the
yeah.
Golden Bat, Ambassador Magma, War
Daimajin,
War of the Gargantuas.
Gamera versus Barugon.
Yeah, Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster.
Yeah,
Oh,
66, 1966 was a
a
pretty damn good year.
bonus commentary says that kid's looking for Gamera.
Hey, what's my turtle? Where's my turtle?
Sorry, kid, this is a Toei film, not a Daiei film.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny that we say that too, because if you consider this too, this is right before Toei became big with superheroes. So
Oh yeah, like
because I did forget to mention that because this was before, or actually right during the time when Toei was just getting started with their superhero craze. So All Bat's got another thing to add to its belt.
absolutely.
Without this series, we probably wouldn't have Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, the Metal Heroes. It helped pave the way.
Absolutely.
And is another thing too. A lot of the writers who worked on the anime, they went on to work on this on Sentai and Kamen Rider as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm moving my camera so that way the corner logo isn't blocking the timer.
Yeah. Although I can't do anything about my microphone here.
Speaking of people who worked on Kamen Rider and Sentai, wasn't the original Garo series meant to be some form of different iteration of the Golden Bat?
Well, from what I've gathered a little bit of info on that, Kita Mamiya initially had inspired by Ogamba to make a character similar to him. But as he kept drawing more and more designs, it, as you mentioned in your review, resembled more of a wolf.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he just ran with it. But it's not the first time either this has happened too. Of course, there was actually supposed to be a pitched remake of it called Shin Ogambat, which was just a basically like a little animated pitch. It was really good and it showed a lot of potential. Unfortunately, no one really wanted to pick it up because, as we know in Japan, science fiction like this is unfortunately something that doesn't really gravitate to people unless it's something continuously going on for years. That's why we still have shows like Kamen Rider, Ultraman, and Super Sentai still remember because they keep going.
Oh, yeah.
But hell, here's a funny little story for you guys is that a good friend of ours named Kaiju Noir, aka Andres Perez, he once mentioned to me
Warrior Draco Azul.
Primal Warrior Draco Azul. And he once mentioned to me about when Shin Godzilla came out, nobody really knew about Godzilla until that point. No one even knew there was a franchise built around it. So thinking about it, if you think a character like Ogambat's going to get that, it wouldn't get that same treatment, it's unlikely.
Yeah.
As sad as that sounds. But funny you mentioned that too, because there was also a manga that had a Ogambat inspired character, even though he was a robot. I won't comment about how the Men in Black are in this movie, but okay. But
well, I mean, aliens are involved. I mean, why wouldn't they be in this movie?
Oh, wait, since I'm on the stream, I can perfectly use this time to say this: aliens. Had to get it out there. Although technically, given the subject matter, technically is ancient aliens.
Yeah, it
kind of is. But where was it? Oh yeah, so there was a manga where there was an Ogambat type character as a robot, but it was really more of a slice of life style comedy. And also it was I actually got the chance to read that. It was actually really good.
Oh, nice.
Watch it, man. That's what it was called.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It's a very good light manga for any of you or you like who want something Ogambat in spirit, if anything else.
That's nice. Let's see, bonus commentary says pretty impressive special effects for its time.
Yeah, for the mid 60s, a lot of the visuals are very ambitious for the time being.
Oh yeah.
Wow, I didn't know we were watching an Ultraman episode.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. It looks like the base, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it totally looks like it, but it's larger.
Or maybe it's the SGM base from Mirror Man.
Could be.
I want my Mirror Man right now, damn it. It's funny we mentioned Mirror Man though, because there was of course the remake Mirror Man Reflex, which was kind of like has a very Garo inspiration to it. But that's the commentary for another day.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just love the the order of information that is delivered.
Yeah.
You're very well versed in science and the universe. Also, you have no family.
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah. Holy shit, Sony Tiba, can I have your autograph?
Rest in peace, Sonny Chiba.
Yeah. You wonderful samurai scientist, you. I mean, if any of us know here Sony Chiba, we've known him for like dozens of roles. But for most of us, you probably know him as Hanzo from Kill Bill.
Yeah. I've been meaning to watch the live action Golgo 13 movie that he starred in, which the creator of Golgo 13 also passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't comment on that. I haven't seen that film as of yet. I am planning to though. Wait, Kid Icarus? I'm sorry. Like as soon as he said Icarus, I was like, wait, are we? Is this a pilot for the Kid Icarus games?
Yes.
If so, I need
Always.
Hades on here right now. Young Pitch, I will teach you the meaning of pain and burgers. Wait.
Hades in the form of a four-eyed, one-clawed alien.
Yes.
With funny little ears.
Oh, which I actually should probably talk should I probably talk about go into a little bit about Dr. Naruto as well as his empire?
I'm sorry, what was that?
About that, should I go into a little bit about our main villain himself? I don't think I mentioned that in detail a little bit. Right, thank you. So the villain Dr. Naruto actually kind of has a very interesting history. Like he's the leader of an intergalactic crime syndicate, hell bent on, of course, taking over the world.
Yep.
Most backstories don't really give him. Most adaptations don't really give him a backstory. Although there is one explanation that he attacked the city of Atlantis thousands of years ago, but he eventually was thwarted by Ogon Bat by putting him into a meteor near Earth's orbit. Years later, in the modern day, he's freed from his imprisonment and went to seek revenge. But here's one of the things that may have been inspired by Ogon Bat. It was more mirroring real life terrors in the world, and there is some claiming that Nazo and his syndicate were allegorical for Nazism. And bear in mind, the only reason why I'm kind of iffy on that is because it was 4 years before World War II.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised though if afterwards there was some inspiration. Because I think it's really more that it was just inspired by evil in general, not necessarily Nazism. Yeah. Because to give you an example, Nazwa had a group of henchmen that were all covered in white cloaks. And any of you watchers out there, you can put it together what that's supposed to represent.
Yeah, and also the whole take over the world aspect is definitely some form rooted in imperialism.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I mean, before and during World War II, Japan was an empire before changing its structure, after the defeat.
Definitely.
I love those tinfoil jumpsuits.
Yeah,
and bike helmets.
Yes. The best jumpsuits.
Absolutely. This is peak sci-fi attire right here. It does not get any better than this.
Yes. Clearly the best jumpsuits. Clearly.
Yeah. Also, nice map painting.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah. Professor, that island isn't on the map. Oh,
wait, of course it's not. It's hand drawn.
Yeah. I gotta say that was a pretty nice shot.
Yeah.
Also, the set design here, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I do think some of the miniatures need to have added a little bit more detailing to it, but overall it looks pretty good. And this set looks great. Though.
Oh yeah, I especially love this particular set piece. It's pretty amazing how they were able to pull this off in 66 with such a small budget.
Yeah. My God, these guys just watched Shin Kamen Rider. And don't worry, I don't mean the Anno version. I mean the previous Shin Kamen Rider.
The Anno version isn't even out.
I know, but like I know some people are gonna gripe on that. You'd be surprised.
Oh, remind me your thoughts on the upcoming Shin Kamen Rider.
I'm cautiously optimistic on it. As I don't think I've ever given my thoughts on this, but I'm not the biggest Anno fan. I enjoyed Evangelion, loved Gunbuster, hated Shin Godzilla, but I am.
I'm picking you out. I'm kidding.
It's pure booty sauce. It's all about conference tables. So many conference tables, but
conference tables with a purpose.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't. We'll go about this all night, but see the movie doesn't like us arguing, so it's causing an earthquake. But
the movie is Team Earthquake. Movie is Team Earthquake. Yeah, see that, Sean? Fuck you, Sean.
Run! The styrofoam is going all over us. Wait. This is not supposed to be a Godzilla movie. Get out of here, Ebra.
Wait, this is Toei.
Oh no, it's the drill dick from Tetsuo the Iron Man.
And it has a squid face on it.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse knowing I said that. But going back to what I was saying about Shin Kamen Rider. But no, knowing how big of an Anno fan Anno is, I am optimistic about it. I am disappointed that the art direction is going more of the original show rather than the manga. But as long as it's manga in spirit and story, I'll definitely be up for it.
All right, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, so Ace, you know how in Transformers, Metroplex transforms into like a city or a fortress, if you will?
Yeah.
What if the drill?
Well, my response to that would be to take your favorite quote from Revenge of the Fallen. I am under the enemy scrotum. Oh God. Quick, let's go into this convenient cave.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, you now know why I have Ace on the Dragon Ball commentaries.
Yes. For better or for worse.
Which Dragon Ball is also a Toei anime.
Yes, it is.
So it only makes more sense that he'd be here for Toei's Golden Bat.
Yes, always. I will say though, I do like how this this chase scene, if you will, is framed. I do like how it's a. I can definitely tell that this was storyboarded and it's framed really damn well. I also like the lighting with the shadows.
Oh,
really gives Nazo's henchmen a bit more of a fear factor to them.
Oh, totally. And I also love like the little extra pizzazz that the optical effects add when it comes to the lasers.
Yeah. Nice and simple too. Shows that you don't really need to spend that much money on a film like this.
Yeah, and again, it has that manga aesthetic.
It does, and that's one of the reasons why this is for me one of my favorite tokusatsu films, because it's just brimming with light and energy that you feel it would come right out of a manga. Oh, yeah. And funny we mentioned that too.
Like one.
Yeah, and funny we mentioned this too because there is a manga that was made around this time by an author by the name of Koji Kata, who he's an interesting figure like when it comes to the tokusatsu community. He was really more of a not kaiju, but like Japanese film historian. But he started out writing stories, in mangas and such. And probably one of his most notable was doing Algabat. And also he worked with I think I'm probably going to get the name of this wrong, but and excuse me also if I do get this wrong on this. Correct me, anyone in the comments about this, but I believe it's Daiji Kazumine, who worked on a lot of the mangas for Ultraman and a lot of other Super Eye productions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely get the feel that it's definitely a manga. Oh, and there's King Tut.
I wonder what that little bat symbol meant. It's Batman.
Yes, it is. It is pre-52 Batman. They're looking over the remains of what was once a good time in DC Comics, and then everything changed.
It's All-Star Batman.
Oh, Frank Miller's is the one in the coffin.
Yeah,
this is after he died.
Yeah.
Pour water to my chest to wait. I won't. I'm not going to go any further about that. I'll let that speak for itself.
What if he drinks with his chest?
Pouring liquid on the chest. Think about that, Dave. Think about that for a sec. Now you get it. What? Oh my God! It's Madonna. Wow, it's a Rolade.
Skeleton's moaning. Oh no.
See, this is what happens when you wake up Orson Welles from his nap. The French. The French. And he's dead.
Yep. It looked like it was right through the eye too.
Yeah. These are some really good shots.
Oh yeah.
Save us, Marilyn Manson. He does look like him.
Yeah.
Oh God! And you all here thought that Hammer films were bad when it comes to their bat puppets. I mean, even though the budgets were pretty good for the time being, no matter what, bat puppets will always look like crap.
Well, I mean, Toei was all about their toys, like you said earlier.
Oh, why'd you have to remind me?
I have risen.
It's Manos, the Hands of Fate.
He's wearing wrestling boots.
So is this like basically pre-Hulk Hogan then? I mean, he is gold and he's wearing a red cape. This is Hulk Hogan before he went big. We just never knew it.
This is Hulk Hogan.
That's it. Well, the funny thing is that Hulk Hogan was in Japan for a while too, in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So you're technically not wrong, Davis. You're not wrong about that.
You think you can stop me, brother?
What you gonna do when Ogambato runs wild on you? Yeah, he's already showing that by kicking some ass. Damn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Gotta say, I love that scepter sword of his.
Oh yeah.
You fight for justice alone? But then what about truth and in the American way? Wait.
He said he fights for justice and justice only.
Yes. Ooh, actually, this gave me a good idea. Good time to also mention this little fact about Ogambat, or at least what original Kamishibai is that a lot of the modern. Okay, I'm not going to I'm not going to ask about that, but but what I was going to say is that when it comes to Ogambat, at a lot of the tropes that you'd see in later on superheroes, again, Ogambat was the first one to really start that. When it came to the hero always being called upon, a villain with a criminal organization, and him having
a cape.
Yeah, and a hidden fortress too. Even though it's on this not in this movie, but in the Kamishibai, he did have a secret lair. And guess what? It was one in ice. Kind of like another superhero we know.
What was his name again?
I think
Ultraman, right?
No, I think it was what was it? It was Superboy. Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, I really like how the costume has abs.
Yes. Well, and also like they give him like skeletal. It shows his rib cage too.
Oh yeah.
You definitely tell they were definitely trying to work with because you can definitely tell like if this movie was like made nowadays, like that most definitely would be like a suit with like legit rib cages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like he'd look almost like a zombie almost, and I kind of want to imagine what that would look like. That would be pretty sweet.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. You know what I kind of imagine right now if we were to do a real live action Mirror Man? I want to ask, have you ever seen Christian Bale's The Machinist?
I've seen parts of it, but not the whole thing.
Okay, but you're familiar with how he looks in that movie, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine someone like now, even though granted, I don't want anyone ever doing this to themselves, but imagine someone with that look, with that type of physique in the Ogambat costume.
Oh wow.
That would look pretty freaky.
Yeah. Oh, you know who'd make a great actor for the Golden Bat? I know his first name is Doug, but he played Abe
Doug
Sapien
Walker?
No.
Hello, I'm Ogambat. I remember it, so you don't have to.
He played Abe Sapien in the Hellboy movies.
Oh, Doug Jones.
Doug Jones, yeah.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see him playing Ogambat.
Oh yeah. He has a very like I'd say a build that would be perfect. And,
yeah.
and also his mannerisms would go very well with the character too.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm just being reminded of Japan sinks right now with the way that island went down.
Which one?
Yes, always.
It better not be the fucking anime.
I almost mentioned the anime just to piss you off.
Speaking of which, there is that upcoming live action series starring
I was
actually
going to ask you about that.
Who got screwed over in GBK.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about that. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm down. I'll take anything that isn't the anime at this point. Although I do understand that the original novel is a beloved classic, like it is a masterpiece when it comes to Japanese literature. I'm pretty content with just the original and by extension the Shinji Higuchi remake.
Yeah.
I don't really see a need for for a more modern update, considering the last one was 2006, but I'll welcome it.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on its quality, it's not going to be on the same level as the original.
Yeah, obviously.
Like I go as far as to say that the original Submersive Japan is the best tokusatsu film ever made.
Yeah, I've heard many good things about the original Submersive Japan, and I do hope sooner or later I'll be able to watch it for myself.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's also on Internet Archive.
I know. I've been meaning to check it out. It just really depends on timing. Because for my entire October, I've just been binging vampire films.
Ah.
Both old and new. Gotten the chance to watch Watch the original Dracula, which is always a classic.
Oh, yeah.
Rewatch Subspecies by Full Moon, which is a hell of a good time and a really great vampire film.
Sweet.
And I'm planning to also watch for the first time the Spanish version of Dracula, which I have never seen. I've heard many good things about it.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that version either. I hear it's really good. In fact, I hear it's superior to the original.
And I'm very curious to see how the results are going to be when I finally watch it.
And that shot earlier before it cut to the base, that was very good.
Yeah. And Nazo throwing a fit about his little satellite getting destroyed. Boo fucking who.
Yeah.
Wait, when did this become a Planet of the Apes movie? I've never seen so much facial hair in my life.
Which by the way, check out the Planet of the Apes ranking on Nerd Cage Live.
Oh God. Poor Sean. Oh God. He was telling me all about that, like how the rankings were on that, and Jay murdered the hell out of him for those.
Yeah.
I still love that video he made.
Yeah. Conquest at number 7, my God. You don't put Conquest at number 7. I'm gonna look at the live chat real quick.
Yeah, I am too.
This commentary says Doug Jones, the most hugging human ever created.
Yes, he is. I've heard he's like really friendly to be around.
Oh yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Gundam 2018B asks, have you played Vindictive Drive? No, I have not.
Vindictive Drive. Hang on, let me see. The name sounds familiar. Maybe I've seen it. Oh, okay. Actually, I've only heard of it. I've never played it. Wait, when did this turn into Destroy All Monsters? The shooting scene kind of reminds me of that, doesn't it?
I thought they were all going to do like backflips over and over.
Oh God! It's going to turn into Spider-Man.
See, this movie is very important. Okay, no. Anyway, as I was saying, this movie is important to the evolution of Tokusatsu.
Yes.
Except for that part where they just phase through the building. No. I'm not buying that.
Hey, villains got to have teleportation devices. I mean, how do you think in slasher movies they were able to kill the victim so quickly? Every villain has teleportation devices. That's how it rolls.
Yeah, true.
I mean, how do you think the Raptors were able to kill someone in Carnosaur? Do you think they had do you think they were running around? No, they had teleporters, damn it.
Yeah.
Oh God, that commentary that we did with Joey. Ugh.
Oh no.
For those of you who are wondering,
let's not talk about that. All I'll say is that for my first time watching Carnosaur, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I would argue it's a good movie,
even if the rest of the internet doesn't think so.
Yep.
Give Joey this, like he's probably the ultimate Carnosaur fan that I've known. Like there is no one who I know that loves the Carnosaur more than him.
Oh yeah, like he's very passionate about those films, and I greatly respect that. Yeah. As someone who also has his own Carnosaur, if you will.
Yeah. So, are we not going to talk about the fact that there is? Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to go into that. No words.
Where were you getting at, Ace?
Can you feel the love tonight? I mean, the way the scene transitioned, it didn't help matters.
Yeah.
I am this.
My
Oh my
God.
shit! He just smacked that girl right in the face.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the '60s. You get away with so much nowadays.
Oh yeah. It was a different time.
It was a different time. Now, if this was now if this movie was released today, cancel culture would be all in that.
Oh yeah. You are no match for our awesome laser effects.
No, the laser effects, they're too good. Retreat!
By the power of post-production.
I have the power. So where are you going to take us? The execution room. Points for those of you who get that reference. I don't know.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, surprise, bitch. Knock, knock, it's Knuckles. I don't know if I should make a Monty Python joke here. Probably not. You know, here's something I'm kind of wondering. Did you ever wonder like what this movie would probably look like in color? Because honestly, I actually think
I'd love to see it in color.
yeah, honestly, I think it would actually make the movie even though I enjoy it in black and white.
Oh yeah.
I honestly think it would actually look better in color because it really would add more to the manga-esque environment they're clearly aiming for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also,
I'll say though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
I'm about to say the fight choreography, well, a little bit spotty at sometimes. It is pretty good. I still like the way the camera moves with Ogon Bat.
Oh yeah.
But you were gonna say?
Oh, I'm just gonna read the chat real quick before I continue.
Yeah.
Commentary says this is the weirdest issue of Spy versus Spy ever. When it came to that that little standoff before Golden Bat appeared. And Maestro Pike says breaking out the pimp cane.
Yes.
But here's a pitch for you, Ace.
Mm-hmm.
What if the Golden Bat merged with a symbiote?
Ooh. Well, would you be surprised if I told you that kind of happened in the anime?
Really now?
Kind of. So okay. So
kind of. All right.
So okay. Well, so here's what I mean by that. So in the context, Ogon Bat does have an evil doppelganger called Kurayami Bat. What Kurayami Bat was that he was actually the ancestor of Ogon Bat. He was originally a protector of Atlantis too, but he went rogue and became a villain. So Ogon Bat was basically born to take his place, take him down, as well as Nazo. The anime does explore this a little bit with the relationship between the two, and that's another thing that I really would like to that I'd like to see explored upon in future adaptations, because yeah, I do really love the concept that the doppelganger is actually the predecessor. You don't really see that too often in fiction, and I think it's really sad that no one really ran with that. The only other occasion where I've seen that happen was, strangely enough, in the recent DuckTales, where when they when they brought back Darkwing Duck, and instead of Dracob Mowry as him, it was actually an actor who played Darkwing Duck. But Mowry grew up as a fan of the character and decided to become an actual fine-crying Darkwing Duck. Whereas the actor who the original Darkwing became Negaduck.
Oh, nice.
It's a shame that show got canceled because I would have loved to see them explore upon that more.
Oh yeah, I mean that sounds cool.
Yeah. But to answer your original question though, that would be interesting though. Like Ogon Bat with a symbiote, but then again, we would have to wait for a reboot of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which the only way we're gonna get that is if we ever pitch that reboot idea of ours, or sequel idea, I should say.
Yeah. to Toei and Ditko, if they ever get the rights to their characters back. God,
Please,
I hope they do.
please do. I'm tired of Spider-Man getting stripped of his dignity.
Also, hi Shay Smithers.
Hey, what's up?
What? Hey, so you're not a fan of Iron Boy Jr., the British Spider-Man,
Oh God,
Mr. Stark?
Mr. Stark. Let me sum up Iron Boy for you for 1 second with a quote from the PS1 Spider-Man game. As to quote Venom, "Wow, wow, wow, what a wuss." I mean, do I need it? I mean, do I need to remind everybody about my renaming of all the titles for the movie?
I don't think the people in the chat are very familiar.
All right, so here's
ahead.
here's my titles for the movie. You got Spider-Man Home Wrecking, you got Spider-Man Far From Good, and then you have the new movie Spider-Man No Way This Will Be Good.
Yeah, I'm a little torn about.
I love the scientist face. That's his reaction to the Spider-Man movies right there. Oh, you were saying.
Yeah, on one hand, I am kind of excited to see Toby and Andrew and others come back, but at the same time, it is an MCU Spider-Man movie, and
they don't have a good track record.
Yeah, and they're obviously just trying to capitalize on the success of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And also the DCEU is trying to push a multiverse as well. So I feel like we're just going to it won't be long before we hit multiverse fatigue, if you will.
And to be honest, I kind of hope that does happen because I miss the days when we can just have solo stories with here and there a big crossover. I miss those days.
Like it's like for some reason everything has to be a cinematic universe, and now everything has to be a multiverse, which is
and everything has to be about crossovers, which is again fine, but can we minimize it, please? Like a lot of us are kind of sick of it at this point.
Yeah. When in Monster Island Buddy's recent video about those, I forget what they were called, but they were video games where Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Gundam would cross over. He mentioned at the beginning about how it's been it's always been a dream of his to see all of his favorite characters in one big crossover, but these days with Hollywood, he's kind of getting tired of that.
Yeah.
Which by the way, check out Monster Island Buddies and that video. It's
very
good.
Yeah, very good video. I know exactly what you're referring to. And there's another one that I was thinking of right now. Oh, another one. Let's see if you're speaking of crossovers. With that, it's funny. Like we can also put this in the context of Japan as well because there is a series called Superhero Tyson, which crossed Kamen Rider and Ultraman over. Now, on paper, this sounds awesome, right?
All right.
Well, here's how I can best describe them. Superhero Tyson, just take the first initials for each letter, for each word in it, and that should give you the opinion on the movies, on all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for more, if you guys want to know more, I do recommend you check out Garage Heroes reviews on each one of those movies because they sum up a lot of the problems that are plaguing modern.
Is that his reaction to those movies?
Yes, it is. Unfortunately for the girl, it's not a bad dream.
Oh, come on. She's not that ugly.
Hey, that wig is horrible. How dare you? It's called depression, kid. We all have it. Have you ever worked a modern day job? Not easy.
In my dream, there was more to it. He got to see No Way Home early.
And along the way, he met Wilford Brimley. Animators.
With or without the thing?
Yes. Oh, speaking of which, I got a little pitch for you, Davis. How would you like for this for an idea?
All right.
Kamen Rider versus the Thing.
Oh, okay.
All right, now imagine this. Now, a Kamen Rider's enemy is everyone around him. It's a bear in Japan. No one, like, he's basically on his own.
I'm sorry.
I know. Sorry. I was trying my best to really grab you in, but then that scene happened. I was like, up there we go. It's dying. Maybe I wasn't too far off. Maybe he's got diabetes right now from the looks of it.
Diabetes.
It's just as tasty as my apple pie, my ice cream. Well, actually, if you give him a goatee, he probably does. And give him some weight. He does look like Wilford Brimley a little bit.
Yeah. But continue.
Oh yeah, so you can actually make it sense on why it takes place specifically in Japan, because if this virus gets unleashed outside, it could really cause a disaster. And by setting it just in Japan, it could give this sort of barren, cold feel to it. The only problem why I don't think this will ever happen, unless it's in manga form, is that it would be way too expensive.
Yeah.
It's like the only, like, if they were willing to really put a lot of money into it, if they really believed in it, which, let's face it, Toei would not do that anymore. Maybe this is back in like 80s Toei, like maybe if I'm a Mia work on it. Or
I was about to bring up Kamen Rider Zeta, because that's basically a Kamen Rider which is like with a more cinematic budget.
Yeah, exactly. Or
and the effects in that were very ambitious in itself as well.
Exactly. Yeah, and really showed you like how well Kita was able to stretch a budget like that and still make it look really damn impressive. And even then, like if you want to even go back even earlier in time with revolutionary effects, just look at Kuga or Agito, where they were pushing the boundaries, and even then, you could still tell that they were still cautious on that with when it comes to how far they stretched it. I mean, both of them, by the way, amazing shows. I highly recommend both of them.
Now that you brought it up, I want to ask you, how do you feel about Tokusatsu Productions going more in the direction of using more CGI?
It depends. I think with a lot of aerial scenes, I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, the thing is, there's only like when it comes to Japan, unless you're like, say, the creators of How from Beyond the Fog, you're not going to get the most impressive flying puppets at all.
Yeah.
So CGI is like the next best option, because I don't want a repeat of some of the really shoddy puppet effects from the flying effects from the Showa and Heisei era of Godzilla.
Right.
But here's another thing. I also, though, don't like I'm not too much of a fan of it being used for more traditional action sequences. The only thing I could think of is unless you want to do it like as intentionally over the top, like a lot of more modern Kamen Riders have done it.
Right.
But even then, it's debatable for how stylized you go with it and when it goes too far.
Right.
Because the key thing to remember is Tokusatsu is Tokusatsu, not anime. Yeah. And even though, sure, you could have anime influence on it, but don't let that be the main thing. I mean, there's a reason why the Showa and Heisei are still beloved after all these years.
You might want to run.
Yes, and the Japanese Phantom of the Opera does not putting up with your shit today.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember reading an article.
The bandit bit me.
I remember reading an article where executives at Toei talked about how they're not really going to go in the direction of using CG in their future tokusatsu productions.
Which is good. I like hearing that. Again, I don't think it should just be abandoned. I just think limit to where it makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I would like to add this though. Here's one thing I do hope. Whatever any one of our opinions are when it comes to say Shin Ultraman, Shin Kamen Rider, or whatever new Godzilla or Gamera project comes in the future. One thing I do want to say is that one thing I hope is that it finally ends the toyetic period of tokusatsu.
Right.
Because I am tired of shows basically being there to sell toys. When I watch a tokusatsu show, I want a story that doesn't visually distract me.
Yeah, I feel like before it got to that point, a lot of stories like take the earlier entries of Gundam, for example, it really felt like some sort of creative vision from a director that he or she was very passionate about. It felt raw in that sense because it was nothing but creative ingenuity. I feel like nowadays things are played a bit too safe, a bit too regulated to the point where it just doesn't have that same feeling anymore.
Yeah, although with Gundam, I think they're a little bit more. They're able to get away with that a little bit more because a lot of the themes and concerning the subject matter too, with giant robots, they're able to get away with that a little bit more. Although, I mean, not saying completely. It's not saying it's not toyetic. I mean, just look at Builders. I mean, that's a prime example. But
I already spent more than $800 on model kits. Need I say more?
Yeah, but when it comes specifically when it comes to say again like Kamen Rider, Ultraman, like I just don't want to see them just being basically there to sell toys.
Yeah,
I mean I'll give you this. I watched a couple of episodes of Ultraman Trigger, and oh boy, that was miserable to watch.
Like so far, my thoughts on Trigger is that I wouldn't call it great. It's definitely entertaining, but I wouldn't say that it's quite on the same level that Z was going for, or Zet, however you wish to pronounce it.
Yeah, or I think another thing that really bothers me about Trigger too is that it's meant to be a continuation of the Tiga timeline,
Which
it feels nothing like one.
Yeah, I honestly forget that it is supposed to be connected to Ultraman Tiga.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I would probably be less angry by it if it wasn't connected to Tiga, because at least then I can maybe consider either one that its own thing, or two, that it's a continuation of the Showa timeline, which, I'd be okay with that. But the fact that it's specifically something I've been wanting for years now, I've waited for a long time to see a continuation of the Tiga timeline, and this is what I got.
Right.
Yeah, so it left a bad taste in my mouth personally. Although the CGI car scene, that's a good example of why CGI doesn't exactly work in sometimes.
Yeah. Also, a bonus commentary says, "Bad news, dude. Bats have rabies, golden or not."
Oh, so that's how we could win the day.
Yeah.
Screw all this, George. Just have him bite everybody. Get the rabies. I was about to say something I was going to regret.
Hey, I found this boom mic. Is anyone looking for it?
Is anyone recording a movie right now? Wait a minute.
Speaking of which, I actually just got back here from some PA work that's going on at my college.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, this PA job I'm doing. It's only just for this weekend. They only need the location for the weekend, and I'm happy to get more work.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, we can go in film production, dude. I mean, I definitely want to do that eventually. And in the case of New York, though, it's a little bit more difficult because I'd imagine that when it comes to how things are when it comes to COVID, it's a little bit less of an issue there than how it is in New York.
Yeah, because here in Texas, we're actually open 100% at a full capacity, which
Yeah.
I don't think we should be open at 100% when the pandemic is still going.
Yeah.
Like that's just asking for trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Like we already had a bunch of cases pop up here on campus because of that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Thankfully, safety protocols are still in place.
Yes. Please don't hit me with that well-animated beam. Where's the tower? Where is it? Where is it?
Where is it?
Tell me where the tower is. Then you have my permission to die.
Why didn't you do that before?
Because plot. The way she was running there. It's like, oh, I gotta get out of here.
Also, that the little piece of foil that's attached to her
oh yeah,
her hair. I thought it was a carrot.
Yeah. I thought it was like some kind of stylized like hairband or something. Really?
You think so?
Really? I didn't know.
Now, what led you to that conclusion?
By the way, remember when car chases used to be like in a full shot like that?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like some of the way car chases are filmed nowadays, but can we have less close-ups and more wide shots like that?
Please? Yes, please. Oh no, she has the power to look like a checkerboard.
Do I make a Fast and Furious joke here? Yes or no?
Ace, don't. I know where this is going. For those in the chat wondering, I've known Ace for a good bit.
Yeah, let's just say there are some in jokes that don't need to belong in the spotlight yet.
God damn it. If you want, you can hear those jokes if you become a armor trooper on my Patreon and listen to those Cooler and Fusion commentaries.
Well, actually, I think that was only in the Fusion Reborn one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was only Fusion Reborn.
Yeah, I don't think even then. I think I only did that once. Look, even Miles was not amused at knowing that. He wants the joke to come out now. Now take her to Detroit. No, not Detroit. No, please. Anything but that.
You're going to Brazil.
No. Damn it. I should have said the take them to Detroit part here. No.
What? Bring the golden bat here? That's too risky. Look, we're running out of money. We're already almost an hour in. We only got 10 more minutes.
We're running out the runtime here. We got to have a big action scene. All right.
Yeah.
We're like Hideaki Anno. We're running it. We're going over budget again. I can't. These fucking bad effects. God damn it. I what is with bad effects and why do they always look so bad in these movies?
What are you talking about? That was clearly a real bat. I mean, that's
Oh yes, I
that's how bats move.
it's clearly not made of fabric, and it's not being flapped by a bunch of wires.
I mean, bats just bounce in the air, don't you know?
Oh yeah. Oh yes, always.
Also, I can't help but feel like this is very Ultra Q-esque. Like
The
this
scene
video.
itself feels like something right out of Ultra Q.
Oh yeah. Which again, for 1966, this is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny that we were mentioning about bats a little bit too. But here's a funny little fact that I discovered. Ogon Bat, actually, his name was given to a real bat that was actually discovered a couple years ago.
Really?
And yeah, there's a new species of bat that's completely has a goldish yellow color, so they gave it the name the golden bat.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and also I probably should also mention the name a little bit for how the name came about, because no one really knows about where exactly the design came from. Some people say that it was based on Phantom of the Opera, but it's not completely proven to be true.
Right.
But it's very likely that it came from a famous product of Japan during the 1910s and through the 20s. And that was the cheapest cigarette of Japan, called the Golden Bat.
Ah, okay.
So, and by the way, to prove this, there has actually been a that fucking fall. I'm sorry, I'm getting some King Kong flashbacks right now. That was great. But what I was gonna say is that Ogon Bat himself actually advertised the cigarettes, so it's more like, God damn it. And okay, maybe I should wait till after he stops dropping, guys, because I forget the feel he's gonna keep interrupting me if I keep going. Give the lens. I can't see without my glasses.
Yeah.
This almost feels like an action-packed Scooby-Doo story if you think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I could say it here. Maybe. Okay. So Ogon Bat actually advertised these cigarettes. The brand. When he started his when he started out. So it is very likely that it came from. It is very likely that it came. Very likely that he was named after it. But think about this, folks, is that Ogon Bat, something that, by the way, was made for young boys, advertising cigarettes. Just think about this, though. Remember, back in that day, the Flintstones were advertised cigarettes, so it's all good.
Oh yeah, it's totally justified. It was a different time.
A family picture. All right, Golden Bat. Now what you got to do next is that you got to take out Gorath.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll make the movie less boring than it already is.
Hold up. Are you calling this movie boring?
No, I'm calling Gorath boring. I mean, have you ever watched that movie? Ugh.
I reviewed Gorath.
Why would you do that?
Because I wanted to.
But you had better things you could have done with your life.
So
they go fuck yourself.
Shout out to Andres.
Yes. I'm not gonna go down the Tim Burton movie. Get him. And once again, we gotta say, prop work here is great.
Oh yeah.
It's well framed. Action scenes are a lot of fun, and the miniatures, even though those those fucking puppet effects, I can't take those serious. Oh my god! I make a joke here, but like I'm blanking on it right now.
I was gonna make a joke. I just don't know how to phrase it.
Yeah, same. I can't make a joke here. Nut punch, Luke Cage style. Oh no, not Luke Cage. Johnny Cage.
Anyway, baton of justice, is that what he calls his penis?
Oh fuck. I'm surprised we haven't mentioned the point that that Nazo basically looks like that he was that they made the suit out of pajamas.
It totally looks like pajamas.
I don't want to be that guy, but like ever since I saw that, I'm like, that's pajamas. That's
Yeah.
the star. That's the starfish from Warning in Space. And if you guys ever see Warning in Space, oh, you want to talk about high quality effects? Just watch that movie. In all seriousness, though, a lot of the miniature work in that movie is just really good.
I've been meaning to watch Warning from Space for a while, especially since Stanley Kubrick apparently really liked it.
Yeah, it's an interesting movie. It actually it was panned when it came out when it first came out, but there is actually a really interesting message that it tries to show for, especially when it being in Japan at that time. And that message was basically that nuclear weaponry isn't necessarily a complete evil.
Right.
Its message is very interesting. I liked how it kind of shows more of a gray area when it comes to nuclear weaponry. Something that sadly we don't really see too often, especially when it comes to sci-fi films like this.
Oh yeah.
But I was gonna say though, the miniature work is really good in that film. Too bad they didn't use that money on the starfish. Like, you know what? Warning from Space, that's a movie you could definitely remake. Like, that's a movie I could see you could definitely update.
Absolutely. I feel like these indie tokusatsu filmmakers we have nowadays with Hell from Beyond the Fog, the Great Buddha Arrival, Nezuda. Mm-hmm. I feel like they should just remake classic tokusatsu films that, well, for the time, interesting, but also flawed. Like,
yeah,
like I'd love to see like a modernized, updated version of the Mysterians.
You know, I've always dreamt that, and I've actually had an idea how you could present that too.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, simple one too. Don't even have it an invasion, really. Have them actually come to the Earth wanting peace.
Oh,
like
yeah.
They mean what they say. The only thing is, I'd still keep the premise though, is that they just need a couple of human women in order for their population to to stay alive.
I kind of want to keep the whole commentary on imperialism aspect of it all, but I do like going with a more the day the Earth stood still approach that you're going for.
Yeah, it's more and the thing is to keep that imperialism aspect to it. Make it the opposite. Make it where the humans are the ones that do that.
Oh yeah.
And that's what starts the war. It's man's anxiety, man's ego that kind of is the one that doos them into a war when they could have easily gotten, stayed cleared of it.
Especially with the presence of something like Mogera, which is just as powerful as, say, a nuclear bomb, which we have a shit ton of those these days. So
yeah.
Why would it matter if they had something that's on par of that sort of power?
Exactly, yeah. And or maybe you could make it even interesting. What if humans were the ones that actually built Mogera? What if it wasn't the Syrians? What if they use it as a symbol of oppression? For me, I've always wanted to see a Mysterians remake that shows a more gray area.
Oh yeah.
The fact that for me, I think personally, I think if we actually had a real interaction with aliens, I don't think it would really end well.
Yeah.
Especially if they seen how we depict them.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Look at this movie for a perfect example.
Yep.
Yeah, but Mysterians is definitely one of them. Although we're kind of getting that nowadays. We're kind of getting that now. Like, for example, we're getting the scrapped film Nezra is a legit film.
Oh yeah.
And from what I've heard from a panel, guests at certain film festivals, it's really good.
Oh yeah, I've heard the same thing, and I really want to check it out.
Same.
Also, bonus commentary says the Sonny Chiba barrel roll.
Yes.
And Shay Smither says not every starfish can be Starro's scale. To be fair, Ace.
Well, I'm not saying in terms of scale. I mean, at least in design. I mean, would you like? Would you like Starro the Conqueror to look like a giant pajama?
Yes.
So wait. So would this be like the George Reeves Adam West Starro? Like, would this be like Golden Age Starro?
Yes.
Okay, you know what? I'll let that slide because that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you kind of think about it, this movie kind of feels like a sort of response to the '60s Batman TV series.
Well, I could see that actually. You know what? I'll actually agree with you. I could see that.
Yeah, and I'm coming from the standpoint that both this and that show do aim for that comic book aesthetic. It's just in a different way. Whereas here it's manga. In the Batman series, it's American comic books at the time.
Yeah, and it did, and No Combat did evolve alongside Batman, so it makes sense.
Hey, there even is Golden Batman, a Korean bootleg
Oh
Golden
yeah,
Bat
that
movie.
beautiful. Poor Brennan Tenold. That poor bastard. Poor bastard. Then again, there is also a Korean parody of Ogon Bat. So, yeah, for those of you who are confused about that, there is a Korean adaptation of Ogon Bat, and the creator behind it, he's good friends with a certain director of a certain remake of Young Gary.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I am not kidding when I say that. I am being as honest as I could say.
No.
Yeah, the guy's name, he's a famous Korean child icon called Young-gu. And he did his own film series, and one of them starred Ogon Bat, where everything was played up for laughs except for Ogon Bat and Nazo. Those characters were played straight. It's basically kind of like Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein almost. But it's an interesting little piece of cinema, but yeah, not exactly good.
No, I was talking about the stab through the forehead.
I know. I've seen this movie so many times, and that scene's still badass to me.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yep, and there goes Tetsuo's drill dick.
I was about to make a similar joke.
I got the Oxygen Destroyer. Now go kill Godzilla.
Golden Bat, master of looking at countdown clocks.
My God, it's English.
Destroy the optical effect now.
Yay, Michael Bay's Armageddon can never happen.
Congratulations. Now there's going to be debris all over the city.
And you're all going to die of meteorites. We're here to mourn the death of this man's career.
Dr. Nazo was a hero. I just couldn't see it.
Maybe because Nazo is inside each one of us.
And just be lucky it's Nazo and not the Golden Bat's staff lodged in our foreheads.
And now I must go. My planet needs me. Wait a minute.
God, I love that laugh.
Yes. I can't imagine how many times the actor must have been trying to practice that laugh.
Oh, yeah. Like, on one hand, it's endearing, but also...
It's diabolical.
Yeah.
Well, and now we come to the close of this movie. And it's still an awesome time. It's still a ton of fun.
Absolutely. It's so much fun. I honestly never get tired of this movie. I mean, there's a reason it's in my top 20 tokusatsu films list.
Yeah.
Like it has that. I keep hammering it, but it has that great manga aesthetic. It's also about a very revolutionary character when it comes to not just tokusatsu but Japanese media in general.
Yeah.
And it has all the right charms of a 60s tokusatsu production. I mean, what's not to love about
Exactly. It's an innovator for many things to come, many great series that would evolve after both the anime and the film came to be. And it's definitely something that I would highly recommend. It's a fine addition to the Japanese tokusatsu community, as well as one of the finest examples of superheroes you could ever find.
Oh yeah. And looking at the live chat real quick, Golden Bat, the Iron Man from bonus commentary. Also, was the friendship
we made along the way.
Oh, Cole's here. You're wrong, Cole. This movie doesn't suck.
No, yeah, you're wrong.
Just like how you're wrong about Get a Robo, Cole.
And just like he's wrong about Janemba versus Cooler.
But bonus commentary, Golden Bat, LOL, later nerds. This was a fun first viewing. Tokupunk says that was great. Shay says, here to fill your daily heckling Davis quota, Cole. But yeah, that was the Golden Bat. Again, so much fun. I never get tired of it. Like, wow. Easily one of the best tokusatsu films just ever.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
And with all that being said, Ace, would you like to plug your stuff?
Sure. So you can check out my Facebook page, Mace Baroque, director and writer. My art page, Art of Baroque, where I usually here and there try to post artwork when I can, and be aware of some upcoming art projects I do have in mind for the future, as well as some other future occasions where I'll probably be popping up on the show.
Alrighty. Well, if you're already here, you know where to find me. Feel free. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I did notice a couple new faces, so go ahead and do that. Sub to me on YouTube, but also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I also have a Facebook page, so give that a like, and feel free to support me on Patreon and TeePublic. As for what's cooking in the oven right now, for my next review, all I'll say is that I tried so hard not to bring this up when Ace was talking about vampire movies. My Patreon supporters know what's coming next. And while the beans have been spilled just a little on Twitter, I am going to be collaborating with Attack on Titan stunt actor Taka Glensawa somewhere in the near future. What's going to go down? Well, that's for y'all to find out. So
yes.
yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. Hope y'all enjoyed. I had so much fun. And yeah, take it easy, y'all.
Take it easy.